Testing. All right. You can cut out that other.
Hey, yo, hey. Yeah. Run it up, Blondo.
Hey, see y'all from Texas, where we sit riding swangers and put diamonds in our neck.
Oh, what's going on, everybody? I got echo.
That might be me. I turned off echo cancellation. Hold on.
Let me see. Can
you hear now?
All right. That's okay. We good now. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Doc Holiday. We got my man Troy from the Gathering Old Man podcast. We are here tonight with HBCU tonight, powered by HBCU Overdrive. Make sure you like, stream, comment, share. Most of all, subscribe to the channel. Mainly, like it and put some comments because hey, this gets us in the algorithm. YouTube done changed a lot of things on us, but we are here. It's Sunday, February the 15th, the day after Valentine's Day, aka Side Chick Day.
Know your worth, King. Know your worth.
Know your worth.
Know your worth. Say no. Know your worth, King.
Know your worth. Side Chick Day is the day after Valentine's Day. So y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. But man, we got a whole jam-packed show for tonight. We probably gonna be talking reckless. Well, ain't no problem. We are gonna talk reckless. Especially about the bullshit that we saw yesterday. And then I guess we can talk about the bullshit that we saw today. Let's see if we get Jamal on here if he ain't, so we can get a crash out or two.
Well, while that's happening, I know I said I wasn't gonna watch the All-Star game, and I did not watch the whole All-Star game. But when I tuned in and saw that it was a 20-point difference, well, we still have All-Star weekend. Just give the players the week off so they can go vacation with whoever they want to go vacation with, and quit bringing us into it. Because you had a 3-point competition. He ain't played all year.
Ain't all season.
What are we doing?
Shout out to Dame, though. Shout out to Dame Lillard, Dame Dollar. Man is recovering from an Achilles injury. Ain't played now one league of basketball this season and decided to go out there and jump in a 3-point contest. And he won the shit.
You can't make this up, man. You can't make this up.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's just tell our kids that the NBA ceased to exist for the last 10 years.
Oh, man. That was funny, though. That was funny. I can't say anything about that. I can't say anything bad about that because we gonna talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Man.
But I did hear, cause Tandia stays out in LA, and she had her reservations about it, cause she's she does a lot of things with she does a lot of things with the NBA. With some athletes, and she said that it was to the point where it's the right spot. It's good to have it in LA, but it was the wrong spot to have it at in Inglewood. She just had her reservations, especially about traffic and stuff like that. And I fully understand. If you ain't never been, to LA, first and foremost, traffic is terrible. Traffic is terrible. If y'all ever been to, I always say that about Houston traffic. Houston traffic is super terrible. But LA traffic, it has to be the worst. LA traffic has to be the worst. Let me see what else we got. Oh, we have Providence and St. John's duking it out. I don't hear no rain. It's raining down there.
Man, it's raining here. It's raining and the wind is blowing kind of crazy. So I was just making sure if you could hear. I was trying to make sure you didn't hear it because it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But no, I want to shout out to the brother with the tattoos up and down his body. I'm not exactly sure why nobody was shocked that he would be the one doing that. I'm gonna say it that way. But how you grab somebody by the back of their neck, and throat, and put your knee in their back? How you do that? That's the purpose.
We gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. Then we got of course we got more talks of realignment. And everybody know that we all know that North Dakota State is headed to the Mountain West only for football. But we got another player. We got another school that's taking their ball and going to a whole nother conference. But we'll talk about that too. We'll let y'all know who it is and how much they are paying to try to be relevant. And last but not least, we got SWAC basketball, which is heading down towards the end of the road. Everybody's getting ready for conference tournaments. But we got a lot to talk about on that. But other than that, man, main thing we're gonna talk about. I mean, of course, the main thing is SWAC basketball is heating up. Baseball just started this weekend. With I think this is the one that was in Jackson, Mississippi, that was hosted by the Mississippi Mud Monsters. What a name for a baseball team.
I just want out the Bethune-Cookman group chat. That's all I want.
We'll talk about Bethune-Cookman and what happened with them over the weekend. But before we get all that, man, we're going to hit you with this good commercial break. We'll be right back in just a minute. It's your boy, Doc Holiday. Become a subscriber on HBCU Overdrive on YouTube, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU_Overdrive on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me on TikTok at Holiday1925 and on Facebook under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas. Also, when you become an exclusive family member, you get all the membership perks. You get all the exclusive members only videos, early access to new videos, member shout-outs, and members only live chats. And also you can get birthday shout outs on here and win member when you become a subscriber. You can also hit the donation to the Cash App at HBCU Overdrive. You can hit the PayPal David Smith 1925, and you can hit the Zelle David E. Smith 30 at gmail.com. Remember, all proceeds go towards the channel, not the pocket. All right, we are back, y'all. First and foremost, man, let's go ahead and talk about this. Let's talk about it. NBA All-Star Weekend is a disaster. It's a disaster. Zach, yeah, Blue, Mississippi Mud Monsters. That's the name of the minor league team. Jack. But NBA All-Star Weekend is a disaster. It's a disaster. So first and foremost, let's talk about it. We already just talked about it before. The three-point contest was won by yours truly, Damian Lillard, aka Dame Dollar. I thought he was gonna go out there and bust a rhyme, but no, he said, I gotta defend my title. And let's just understand this. Dame has not played since early last season. I'm not trying to pour salt in the wound, because he was in Milwaukee. He got traded back to Portland. I mean, his home, majority of his home is in Portland. He was in Portland for what? Almost 12 years. He was in Portland for like 11 of his 11 years from the time he got drafted until he left in free agency to go to Milwaukee. He went to Milwaukee. He had a lot of injuries, and then of course he had the Achilles injury. Of course, they paid him all their money. He was supposed to be the Robin to Giannis being Batman, and of course, finances didn't look right for them for paying a player who's hurt. They decided to trade him back to Portland. And he has not played a game since he got traded back to Portland. They just put it in layman's terms. And he goes out to defend his 3-point title here at All-Star break.
I ain't come here to work. Let's just listen. I make fun of players that play for a long time but don't really do nothing. Dame said, I didn't come to work. I came to make this little bit of change, and I'm going to keep it pushing. Because what they get, 100,000 or whatever it is for winning the contest?
Yeah.
So he made some bonus money that he probably wasn't going to make because he's not playing this season.
But he's still under contract, though.
Yeah, he's still on the contract, I'm saying, but the extra bonus money that he would probably get for making an all-star and all that other stuff, he didn't make. So he made that up this weekend. But how bad is the NBA? Where you go, I know you ain't played all season, but it's rough out here in these streets, and we need some star power. Can you grace us with your presence?
He graced him with his presence. I thought he was gonna bust out tell him that he busting out a new album. Nope. He said, I'm gonna go out here and bust everybody's ass in this 3-point contest and then go back to rehab.
And for everybody that's wondering why I was watching curling instead of that foolishness, now you know.
Then the skills competition, they kind of revamped it, so it's like it's basically team mix. It was like team, just different teams, but Troy's New York team Knicks with Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. Also with some veteran help, some old school help, and Allen Houston and Jalen's dad, Rick Brunson, went out there. They pretty much put, I wouldn't call it belt the ass, but that's what it seemed like it was. Allen Houston looked like he could still go out there and hoop at 55 years old. Karl Anthony Towns is still a big man that think he's a fucking guard. That he go out there and shoot threes. And Rick Brunson out there saying, I just said so I won't get fined.
Do you see how bad the NBA done got?
And then we all wait for, and when you watch All-Star Weekend, of course you watch what? You watch the celebrity game. It was that was actually nice. We seen Gloria Woods, aka Glorilla, out there hooping. Her boyfriend, Brandon Ingram, out there supporting. And it was, I forgot who else was out there with them, but that's always fun to watch. And then the Rising Stars game, it's good to watch with the rookies and the sophomores. So you watch that. That's on Friday night. That's always Friday night. Saturday is always your 3-point contest, your skills competition, and the dunk contest. So watching the dunk contest, I don't know what I was watching. I don't know. I don't know what I was watching. First and foremost, I'm gonna say this. For all the folks that was ducking and dodging the dunk competition because a peculiar a certain white boy has been whooping y'all ass in it for the last couple of years is totally absurd. The participants in the dunk contest, I did not know who these people was. I knew one. I knew one person. And this one kid, I'm sorry to say this, your daddy was a dunk contest winner. How many times? Twice? I think it was. Jason Richardson won the dunk contest twice.
Yeah, twice.
But he sure can't teach you. He probably didn't teach you how to. Win a dunk contest. But he sure did teach you how to take your teammate's girl. Like he did with Steve Nash.
By the way, Mr. Steal Your Girl was going on long before Chris Brown. Just so you know.
Because he definitely stole Steve Nash woman. And didn't she have wait a minute. Did she have a baby?
I don't know if that. Listen, there was a baby. I don't know who
baby
I'll
be right back. Keep talking. I'll be right back.
I don't know who baby that is. I'm not finna speculate. All I know is I will always look at them Phoenix Suns very sideways for the rest of my days. Like they was worse than the Dallas Mavericks. So I don't. Don't you just wish we had good old days where people just came in the All-Star weekend, participated in the dunk competition, shot in the three-point competition, went to their parties, had a fun time, and went home. It might have been some rumors about them being with somebody they ain't got no business doing, but that was it. Everybody had a good old time. It was a good money for the city. That's the way it's supposed to be, not what's going on now. What's going on now is just the utter foolishness. You know what? Just give me the good old days. Larry Bird walking in the building. Who coming in second tonight? You know.
That's what I'm saying.
Just the good old days. What's going on now? And don't get me wrong, there were superstars around the arena back in the day. It was. But there was a product. There's no product right now. There's no all-star product. Like, I can be more excited watching USA men's curling as opposed to a dunk competition.
You ain't gonna stop saying that.
I'm gonna keep saying it, especially because Marlo talked so bad about it. Like I am watching teams that actually compete. I thought I was surprised when I turned to the All-Star game tonight. I'm like, oh, people out here competing, but because of the way my computer's set up, I didn't see the other score. So I just saw one score. And I said, oh, let me check the score. So I leaned over to check the other score. That thing said 8-31. What are we doing? And then LeBron went and sat down. LeBron and Kawhi both sat down. And we didn't see them no more.
Kawhi on load management. Y'all know that. Mm-hmm.
It's load management. Them bruised little egos. Listen.
Kawhi's on load management. LeBron can't do it like he could do it anymore.
The Feds raiding everything but the LA Clippers. That's what they need to raid. Wasting our time and energy. Anyway, you know what?
Even though it was in a nice arena, y'all know if you into it, don't that used to be where the if I'm not mistaken, where the farm used to be at.
Yeah, the whole farm.
Mm-hmm.
That's more crazy. Like, you get a billionaire owner, and I know. Let me say this before I go on my little tangent. I understand the economics of building a new stadium. I live in Tampa. There are two sides of the debate over here that is telling lies about who's gonna be well. I understand all the economics, but I would have thought they would have done something. Now, my understanding is they made great renovation of the old Staples Center, so that's good. And it's in a location that people can get to easy. If that's the case, that's good too. But I was under the impression that he was going to build something new. So for all the Clipper fans out there in the world, you still living in the Lakers shadow forever and a day now, for real. So
Even though you ain't even in the same home as the Lakers, that's bad business right there.
Absolutely. But I mean, it gave people who are desperate for sports, who don't like watching the Olympics, it gave them something to watch. Congrats to you.
See, my other gripe about this is too that not having it on TNT just throws everything off.
I had to go find it.
And I forgot NBC took over, NBC took over the NBA. So it's NBC and ESPN. Most of the thing is on NBC, where you can watch all on Peacock. But still say,
I mean, there's a whole generation of adults that don't know what NBA on NBC is.
Just this generation, because we know what NBA on NBC was.
Yeah, that's true.
When you hear that jingle, oh
yeah,
we know what that was. We knew what that was. We knew that it was on a Sunday, that it was a marquee matchup between somebody and the Chicago Bulls or the Phoenix Suns or the New York Knicks versus the Miami Heat.
It was always a marquee matchup.
Huh?
It was always a marquee matchup.
It was always a marquee matchup. Even when Orlando, when Shaq was there, Shaq and Penny, when they start having their rise up in a marquee matchup. But I ain't gonna say it's a new NBA, because the NBA is always gonna be the NBA. But the All-Star game, All-Star weekend, they just need to go ahead and get rid of it. They just need to get rid of it. scrap it all together, and just get rid of it. That's what I would do.
Again, if LeBron is your GOAT, I apologize. Well, I don't apologize. He should apologize to y'all. And I don't mean, I'm gonna say it this way. My GOAT would never allow this to happen. Never. This just a bad look. Bad look. But I mean, maybe it'll get better. Maybe it'll get better. But CJ, Chris, I'm assuming that's Chris Jones. My bad, Mr. Jones. My whole thing is that you reach the customers where they are, and the NBA has done a very good job on social media of reaching out, highlights, conversations. They've even capitalized on the athletes becoming podcasters, so they have reached out to where these people are. At one point, they had influencers, but all of them have gotten too big for the NBA now. They had influencers doing simulcast the games on Twitch, so they had a plan. Now, these people are now bigger than, I guess, doing Twitch streams, but they had a plan. Now they got to figure something else out because this can't keep going the way it's going. You have.
I think it needs to. You must be in the tent.
I am. I'm gonna be out of here in a few minutes. You hear that rain now?
Yeah, I hear it now. You going back? You going in the room?
Hey, I'm gonna be in the house in about 5 minutes. Soon as I can catch me a little break, I'm gonna be out of here. I'll be in the house in about 5 minutes.
You be back on?
Yeah, I'll be back.
Okay.
All
right. Yeah. But nah, man, when you think about it, like just thinking about it, it hasn't been the same. Like dunk contests ain't been the same since Vince Carter because ain't nobody nobody wants to follow up that. And I understand that. I truly understand that. Nobody wants to follow up what Vince Carter did in the dunk contest. But at the same time, it's like dunk contest was just bad all around. The last true dunk contest that I watched was in 2016 when Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine was going at each other. That was the last true dunk contest that that we, everybody witnessed, that we watched. Now it's like this little white boy, Matt McClung, done got everybody spooked because ain't nobody got too much of originality. And then too, all the dunks that we see have already been done. So I don't know. They just got to do something about that. It's something, Yeah, it's a paid vacation for those players. Yeah, it is. But it's supposed to be a ode and a tribute to the fans. The fans are the paying customer. You're supposed to entertain us. Yes, Miss Mary, they need to change something. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be real with you. NBA All-Star Weekend, NBA the dunk contest. First of all, it just got watered down. First of all, the stars none of the stars are joining. Are participating in dunk contest. We had stars back in the day. You had stars participating in dunk contest. You had a Dominique Wilkins. You had a Michael Jordan participating in the dunk contest. I mean, you had D Browns out there. You had the Cedric Sabalas with the no look, with the hand over his face. We had a 17, 18-year-old kid by the name of Kobe Bryant after dunking, and he won the dunk contest in his rookie year. We had somebody like Terrence Stansbury doing the Statue of Liberty 360 dunk. You had people like Sean Kemp out there, dunking as big man. We look for, in fact, fuck it. You had Spud Webb right here from Dallas, Texas, when they had the All-Star here in Dallas, Texas in 1986, win the slam dunk competition as a 5'6" player. You had Nate Robinson, and thank God Nate Robinson is out there. He's back. He's getting healthy because he's been out for y'all know he had he was on for a kidney transplant, and he got the transplant, and so he's doing much better. But he out there. I think he won the dunk contest 3 times. But if you afraid to go out there thinking that you're gonna bomb, then what is it that you want folks to think of you about? Like, I don't know. And then the All-Star game. All-Star game was very competitive back in the day. You knew when the fourth quarter came, fourth quarter come, it was on and popping. You knew when the fourth quarter came, it was on and popping in the fourth quarter.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. It was like monsoon and
It seemed like you went into the transfer portal.
yeah, man.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Let me get Danny on here. All right. What's going on, Clay? Oh, turn your echo on.
Oh yeah, that's me. Let me take care of that right now.
But yeah, I just had to say that.
Yeah, it's I hope for better days, but the NBA keep disappointing me.
Yeah, they disappoint, but but look, let's move on. Let's move on to our next topic, man. Look, I ain't seen the fight, but Providence versus St. John, it was a basket brawl towards the end of the game. And I think I think I see some footage over here. So let me go ahead and run that.
On what's already been a bit of a contentious Saturday in college basketball. Some anxious moments. Providence in Florida, Providence and St. John's early second half. Bryce Hopkins, look at the foul by Duncan Powell.
Yeah, that was a bad foul. You have to make a play on the ball.
Okay, I hate. So let's go back. Let's. Hope my internet ain't slow. But yeah, let's go back. Let's look at this.
Providence in Florida, Providence and St. John's early second half. Bryce Hopkins, look at the foul by Duncan Powell.
Yeah, that was a bad foul. You have to make a play on the ball. That wasn't a clean play there.
Yeah, it's an awful play, and that's not basketball right there.
All right. They don't want us to be great. They don't want us to be great. But yeah. So yeah. We got the queen of Fat Mouth Sports, Miss Danny.
Hey,
in the building.
Hey. How y'all doing?
So we saw that. Duncan Powell, who once was a player at North Carolina A&T. And I had to rag on Dave about that. Hey, ain't this your boy right here? He's still rocking a shag. Don't know how that. I don't know. Yeah, he's from Dallas, so let's not. I'm gonna be understanding. But he goes and fouls dude from the back, pretty much bear hugs him while he's in the air. We saw, you saw parts of it, but Troy, what you got to say about that?
Y'all be begging for 90s basketball, then when they come back, y'all be mad.
Right. These jokers couldn't have played with Rodman and Barkley. They be crying like babies.
I don't know. I don't know what to say about that.
Listen, the foul is excessive, right? I'll agree the foul is excessive. But it made one heck of a poster.
It did. It did. In fact, somebody got a still shot of it, and we got it in the group chat.
Yes, indeed.
I was like, I ain't never seen somebody like he tatted up. Hey, I mean, look, I'm just be honest with you. If dude already going for a breakaway dunk, man, just leave it alone. Just let him go by. Let him get his highlight reel. They already kicking y'all ass. You lost the game by 10. You own the bubble. And in fact, I think they're on the bubble, if I'm not mistaken. There's just too much going on. There's just too much going on in basketball for the last week and a half.
Doc, you missing an important part. They lost by 10, but they was leaving with something. You might lose the game, but win the fight.
Hey, what Denzel said, I'm leaving here with something.
So they had what was the lead on the game? Troy, what was the lead in the game?
I think it was the lead at one point was what, 15, 20?
So Providence had the lead in the game. And you lost by 10. And you lost the fight. That just says a lot right there.
You should never lose a fight when a dude has a bro shag. Because that ain't no shag. Ain't no Jerry curl to it. He had a low haircut.
Goodbye. Get
And
off.
a puff.
I'm gonna tell y'all what that is. That is a Dallas shag. That is a true 2008 Dallas shag.
Lord have mercy.
He is gonna represent where he from. He's from Dallas, but he went to Duncanville, so I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. Like, just really.
Yeah! They squabbling out there now. Yeah!
Lord have mercy.
Teach a man how to squabble. What Uncle Jerome said after that? Make sure you get your trigger. Make sure you get your trigger finger.
Insane.
I'm just saying, how you lose the fight in the game. It makes no sense.
But are they on the bubble?
In fact, let's look at that. Let's look at that.
While you pick that up, Joe Lenardi, you making bracketologies about first 4 in, the last 4 in, and all of that. Hang on, it's gonna take me a minute to get this out of my mouth. That school in Daytona needs to be mentioned with the first 4 in. I'm not sure who it is in the MEAC, but somebody need to actually do a full first 4 in, last 4 in. Stop playing with all these SEC and Big 12 and Big 10 teams. Do the whole bracket or don't do it at all. Quit playing on my timeline. Also, I said something nice about that school in Daytona. Something bad gonna happen now.
Marlo gonna cuss you out. Marlo gonna cuss you out. I do not like that new format for the All-Star game. I'm sorry. It's confusing. But you know who had a good game? You know who had a game last night? Them girls down there in Baton Rouge.
And them girls down here in New Orleans had a good game too. We beat Dillard.
Ooh,
And our men should have won, but they, you know.
ooh, it was rivalry week for y'all.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was rivalry week. And so like Philander Smith played Wiley. I'm trying to think of some other I can't remember who Wilberforce played. I don't know if they played Fisk or Voorhees. Thursday, Saturday, but yeah, it's rivalry week for us. So it's our seedings for our championship are starting to shape up. Tougaloo won the West. Philander Smith is number 2, Dillard is number 3, and Suno is number 4 for the men's side. The women's side still has some, like Stillman is number 1, Rust is number 2, Oakwood is number 3, I believe. Or no, Oakwood is number 1, Rust is number 2, Stillman is number 3, I think, on the women's East. But the West Division in our conference is so tough. I mean, it's literally the top schools in the conference for men's basketball, and they just beat up on each other every weekend.
All right, Troy, I found it. All right, so after yesterday's loss, Providence is 11-15. They basically would have to go deep into their conference tournament to even be considered for the NCAA tournament. And also, Duncan Powell for Providence only had 3 points in 16 minutes, and you got your ass kicked out of the game.
I'm leaving here with something.
Yeah, 3 points and 5 rebounds.
I mean, he got to do something because that film study coming up. And he can't have the tape looking sideways. So this puts him on the tape.
But it puts him on the tape for all the wrong reasons.
Told y'all what my dad used to say. My dad used to say all the time, I can correct aggressive mistakes. I can't correct timid mistakes. His mistake was an aggressive mistake.
But yeah, man. What's up, brother Bakari? But yeah, that was just funny. That was funny right there. Danny, what you think? What I have to ask you, what do you think about All Star Weekend? Like how you feel about All Star Weekend this year?
So let me tell y'all what's crazy. The conference and Sooner have been so busy that I missed everything. Like everything. We had games yesterday. Um, I have been so involved in my kids and this school and the conference that I didn't even pay attention. Like I got home tonight and the game was over. They were presenting the championship trophy, and I was like, but I don't feel like I missed anything. I don't.
Another thing they did it started early because it's on
Yeah,
the West Coast. It was on the West Coast and it just
and
started.
plus, I think they're competing with the Olympics as well. Um, like you'd be surprised how many people love the Winter Olympics. So I just also feel like it was just like bad timing as well.
Yeah, Troy kept saying that. Troy, what's your favorite Olympic sport?
I told y'all, I'm not watching that mess. I'm gonna watch curling.
I know that's right. I love curling. I ain't
Thank
even
you.
gonna. I ain't even gonna hold you. I love curling. Absolutely love it.
So
I'm
I
like,
see nothing
who
wrong with
thought
curling
of
though.
this sport to go out there on some ice and try to stop a huge discus that's like a foot wide and 3 inches thick with a freaking broom, basically? Like, who thought of that? You know what? We need to create some sports. We need to create something. But I love me some curling. I was watching a skeleton earlier. That scares me. Um, Going that fast down a steep hill, bobbing and weaving like you on a roller coaster, going 120 miles an hour with nothing but wood and metal around you, and using your feet to control your. Hey, listen, y'all got it. Y'all can have it.
Your face is down.
Face down, ass up. Imagine that on a. I don't even know. It looked like like a magic carpet set up. Like it's just crazy to me. Won't find me doing it. Find somebody else to do it.
All right. Yeah. I know Jamal was talking about this. We talked about in our group chat the coach, the head coach for the University of Tennessee women's basketball team. She said, what was that she said, Troy? She said that there was no
they quit.
they quit.
But
But it seemed like they didn't quit today because they only lost by 2 to Texas.
I mean, they was fighting in the end, and that's when, like, when there was I was watching the game, and in the middle of the game, I'm like, wait, this Tennessee, because I'm looking at the game, but I'm not. It's not registering in my brain that this lady went viral last week for saying something crazy. So in my brain, I'm like, oh, okay, this is a good game, and I went, wait a minute, this Tennessee, and they kept flashing. They flashed the record with the score, and I went, wait a minute, this lady said they quit. And I get what Jamal said, where they have a problem beating the good teams. But your squad is 8-3 in the SEC. Well, 8-4 now in the SEC. Don't you ever open your mouth and say nothing else about no quit.
But we saw the game. Everybody watched the game because I knew even the group chat I'm in, he's like, man, the game get ready to come on. So South Carolina and LSU women's first of all, Kim Mulkey burn that fucking jacket. I'm gonna be like
Is this a safe space? Before you say that, is it a safe space?
Always.
is always.
She looked like she coaching in the SWAC.
She what?
That coach looked like she coaching the SWAC.
No, she don't. Well, fuck. That shit. What was that KG did? KG said to Craig Sager, He did that interview backstage back in the tunnel after the game, and KG told him to burn the suit that he had on. He said, burn the shoes, burn the socks, burn everything.
What people don't understand about the late great Craig Sager, his style is what kept him on TV. And when he realized that,
Oh, yeah.
he kept getting outlandisher and outlandisher. I know that's not a word, but it got crazy.
I know. But people had it, the people, the athletes, the basketball players, even though that they loved him as a person, some of them suits was hideous though. What I saw yesterday.
Remember, Craig came from the ABA era. He came from the Leisure Suit Larry era. So,
That's true. But now, what I saw with what Kim Mulkey had on yesterday, I'm gonna need her to burn that shit. Whoever airbrushed that bitch last night, you need your ass whooped.
Ain't gonna happen.
Y'all gonna get mad, but I've seen some things in the SWAC this year. I've seen some things. If you know, you know. And I take the style of the SWAC women coach against any other conference in the world.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. Here come the Wildcats. Why they ain't tell them they lost down there in Larman?
We'll talk about that in a minute. So let's get on to this one right here. We got boys college football realignment. Of course, we saw last week that North Dakota State decided to take their ball in football and head over to the Mountain West. Now, Sacramento State, who was itching to get themselves into the Pac-12, right? They wanted to be in the Pac-12. They didn't want to be nowhere else but in the Pac-12. Well, yesterday, the school decides that they're going to follow suit with North Dakota State, but instead of going to the Mountain West, they're going to take their ball for football only to the Mid-American Conference, the MAC. It's going to be for Sacramento State to leave out of the Big Sky.
It's a win.
$18 million plus the $5 million to move up to FBS.
So
$23 million, which I think they're going to pay that out in increments.
So the same thing I said about North Dakota State, the same thing applies to Sacramento State. They're not going to pay all that money out. And we keep forgetting that part. That's not we paying this out today. That is over the course of probably 3 to 4 years, right? Maybe more. I got to look at the details. But I haven't seen anything that says they don't get a full share or a partial share. Even if they get a partial share of the conference disbursement, it is bigger than anything they will ever get from the Big Sky. Ever.
True indeed.
These moves make sense when you look at them from a institution level. The institution no longer has the athletic department money to travel X, Y, and Z because they have media rights and other disbursements from the conference that covers that. It's a good move. And I think Jamie Walker posted something about why the move to FBS doesn't make sense. And there are institutions that I am saying absolutely wholeheartedly should not make a move to the FBS. I want to make sure I say that on record. But there are other institutions, like what is it, Texas State is on the watch list for an FBS conference. Again, going from where they are.
Who?
What is it, Texas State?
Texas State already FBS.
I'm talking about the move. I'm just talking about the move to another conference. From where they are to where they're rumored to go.
Oh, they're going to the Pac-12.
Yeah. If that happens, that is a move that is a good move for them. And people keep making this all about FBS making a jump. This actually all started to make sense when SMU said we'll go to the ACC without a full share for, I think, 3 to 6 years? Because the money they get in between that time is better than the money that they was getting. It's all about nobody's gonna get what the Big Ten and SEC got. But can you get more than what you got right now? If the answer is yes, and the cost over time makes sense, they're gonna make that jump. And right now, Texas State and South Dakota State, they're on the clock. Them Jackrabbits gonna move. It ain't gonna be this year, but they gonna move.
I think the Mountain West is looking to, like, to me, I really do think they need, like, they're expanded to the Dakotas. And I would first look at it as somebody go get, if, like you said, if you're gonna go get Montana, guess who's gonna come along for the ride? Montana State. You ain't got no choice but to take them. It's just like it was a package deal for FAMU. If you gonna take FAMU, you better. If you gonna have FAMU come into the SWAC, you better get ready for Bethune-Cookman to come right along with it.
Listen, I know what fundraising looks like from an institution that's trying to make a move. I'm currently looking at them fundraising emails right now. I promise you, South Dakota State emails are going crazy.
Right.
They are calling their big money donors, they emailing their average donors, they going crazy. Whatever institutional changes that they need to get in place, i.e. people that talk crazy about Florida State and that bond, we issue those bonds because when we looked around the landscape of where we wanted to go, our facilities and those facilities look very different. So we took out $400 million in bonds to increase those facilities. Now we become more attractive to where we want to go. Same thing is going to happen with South Dakota State. I think Texas State is already improving their facilities, ain't they?
Texas State did improve their facilities, man. Texas State was, I'm gonna be honest with you, when Texas State was in the FCS, because they was in the Southland Conference, they were just like Kennesaw State. They were a FBS, they was a FBS school pretending to be a FCS school. Because you really think about it, I'm gonna be honest with you. Texas State has over 30,000 students. I wouldn't want to go to school out there. I mean, San Marcos is a very, very nice place to go, very nice place to visit. You float down the San Marcos River and everything, right next to the Coliseum, and just have fun. It's a party school. Now, I couldn't take myself there. I couldn't. And the funny thing is, it sits like San Marcos, not San Marcos, but Texas State literally sits on a hill. Like literally sits on the hill. I couldn't see myself going there, especially with 30,000 students. Nah. I am a statistic. I am a statistic.
But that just tells you how financially set or institutionally set they are, because they raise student fees and now they got $50 million or whatever.
Right.
Like, these and and it's a lot of people that want to holler about how Sacramento State is a mid-level program and all of that. You can call them mid all the way to the bank. We keep trying to make these conference realignments about competition, and y'all get mad with me and tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about when I tell you it's not about competition. You want it to be about competition because that's a feel-good story. It's a feel-good story of North Dakota State go into the Mountain West and win in year one, and we having the same discussion we had with James Madison. The problem is North Dakota State already won. They won when they got approved to go into the conference because financially their status has just changed. Same thing with Sac State. But what was it? It's going on a year and a half, 2 years since Sac State said they wanted to go D1, and everybody and their mama was making fun of them. They're not good enough to do X, Y, and Z. Guess what? They there now. They won.
That's the same thing about Sam Houston State. They're like, well, they ain't not gonna do too much good when they get up to the. No, you gotta understand. Just like you said, it's more about the financial competition than the actual competition on the field or on the court. You know what I'm saying? So they said the same thing about Samson State. They said the same thing about Texas State. They said the same thing about. I'm just naming schools here in Texas that moved up. Hell, went back what 30 some years ago when UNT moved up from F where it was Division 1 AA and they moved up to FBS. And they was like, well, they're not gonna be good because their program stinks. But just like you said, it doesn't matter because guess what? They're gonna get money from some. They're gonna go into a conference, get money from somebody's TV revenue sharing, whatever, however they got it, and they ain't too much got to worry about that.
It's a beautiful thing to see your team on TV. It's a better thing when your school is telling you, instead of, hey, we need $100 million for the football team, they're telling you, hey, can you give us $100,000 for the women's basketball team? Or because they ain't got to get it like that no more. That is a beautiful thing. Um, Too bad that ain't Florida State. But that's a beautiful thing. And when we look at these economic trends, again, this you got to look at the history of everything. It was a reason Jim Harbaugh wanted to do camps with Michigan in Florida. It's a reason that the MAC want a school in California. That opens up a corridor of athletes that, hey, we can't get the 4 stars, but maybe we can get a 3-star. And if we get enough 3 stars in the conference, maybe we can make a playoff run. And if they make a playoff run, they can get anywhere, what is it, $3 to $5 million a game that go to the conference. And again, when the Big Ten was trying to do those camps in Florida, they was also doing something in-house. They were having TV people become a part of their media rights negotiating team. So they understood the dynamic and the landscape when they started making their deal. I think the SEC did it eventually as well, but the Big Ten did it first. Well, people say NBC, not NBC. Notre Dame did it first, but documented, we know the Big Ten did it first. So
But yeah, it's like I said, realignment ain't over with. It ain't over with by a long shot because you still got a school in South Dakota, in South Dakota State that might be looking to go forward. You still have the two Montana schools that might be itching to move up. Because first and foremost, you got to in order for you to move up, you got to get a formal invitation from the conference first. Even move up before you even think about moving up. So,
can I start some? Can I start some shit?
yeah, and if that's the case, you think about that when you look at that in that case, this really doesn't. So with North Dakota State moving to the Mountain West, this really doesn't even out the playing field in the Missouri Valley, in the Missouri Valley Football Conference, because you still deal with freaking South Dakota State. You still got to deal with Illinois State that was a runner-up in the national championship game this year.
Illinois State is still a factor. Like everybody, oh, North Dakota State is gone. It's wide open. First off, North Dakota State wasn't even in the championship game. Montana State was in the Final Four. Who coach just went to Illinois. Montana was a runner. I'm sorry, Montana was the national champion. Montana State was national champion. And like you said, Illinois State, Tarleton, like there is still a lot of work that's gonna need to be done before it's just it's wide open. It's not gonna be wide open.
So Troy, expand on that. Like, tell people what needs to be done, because I don't think a lot of people really understand. And I think that part of what helps people understand conference realignment and money and payouts and all this other stuff is understanding like the work behind it and the work that needs to be done and why it's important.
So, okay, North Dakota State goes. Sac State, not a real playoff perennial playoff team, but so the teams that are left, and we just assume the usual suspects in Canada Junior, right? It's always going to come down to recruiting. It's always going to come down to coaching and development. The other thing is that do you have the nutrition? And people just think nutrition, every day they go to the calf and all that. No, it's nutrition for when they be on the road. When the game ends and their recovery from the time that game ends to the time they get back to campus, all of that is important. So nutrition is a factor. Believe it or not, I'm gonna call it health services. So your physical trainers, your doctors, your team doctors. Again, nutrition, because if you're injured, you're probably gonna be on a different diet than you would if you're not injured. All of these things play a part. So when you see me touting the Fang Exchange, I'm not just touting the Fang Exchange because they are FAMU's third party NIL collective. I'm touting them because I've donated to them to do breakfast or breakfast and lunch during the summer for the players that are here. All of that is important. All of that plays a part. So while we get all caught up in, this team made the playoffs, but what else happened from the beginning of the season, which is January, to the end of the playoffs? What happened in between there to make them championship caliber? It ain't just facilities. It ain't just the coaching staff. There's other things that have to be done. And then the other thing, the most important thing is we in a transfer portal era. You are recruiting your players constantly. Some coaches don't like it. I love it because that shows that player, we want you here. You're a part of our family. So even if you lose that player temporarily, because we've seen the team lose a high profile player and then he ended up coming back because the institution was important to him. It was a part of his makeup. All of that matters. And then from a fan's perspective, if a player enters the transfer portal, you do not have to disrespect that player. You do not have to say bad things about that player. You can wish them the best and send them on their way. Because parents like me see that and remember. So should they end up with another transfer portal moment, they're gonna remember the people that said those things to them. It's a whole bunch of Seminoles I had to block because they were saying crazy stuff about people hitting the portal. But then you want this 5-star transfer to come to your school when the 4-star that just left, you've been trashing on social media all day long. Make it make sense. Fan base is also a part of championship team. And that's my TED talk for right now.
Mm. Yeah, we
Yes,
not
sir.
gonna.
I hope people heard you. I hope people are listening and truly taking in what you're saying, because it's so important. Like, it's so important to understand that. And I think that once we get down into it and stop dealing with these situations based off of feelings, and we understand the facts and the truths behind why things are done, we'll begin to understand athletics better. But
Mhm.
unfortunately, a lot of people these days, they run athletics, or they speak about how to run athletics as if they run in they household bank account or something like that. Like, it's different. It's totally different. And let's
Mhm.
be honest, if you've never worked the business, some of y'all's opinions are based off of what you see
Emotion.
and what you've heard, but you have absolutely no idea how to run a business. And it shows. Shows every time some of y'all open your mouth because you're clueless and you can't be told anything. So I'm glad Troy took this time to explain that. And I hope it helps people begin to deal with facts and not feelings, to deal with facts and not just their opinions about a situation, and taking one situation and spreading it across the board like they know, like, oh, this is the fix, because it's so much deeper than that.
It, I tell people I come from a PWI experience, right? So when I got to, my first SWAC media days, I would chat up SIDs and ADs about, just what they were thinking, what was coming down the pipe, what they saw for the future. And I'll never forget the conversation I had with Jackson State SID, Travis. And we talked about the 40 for 40. And if you got 40,000 alums and they donate $40 a month, you got a monster in the bank account.
Mm-hmm.
And that again is money that the athletic department doesn't have to ask the school for. And let's be clear, when the athletic department needs money and the school donates money, that is a loan that has to be paid back to the institution. So we there are conversations that are often had about athletics and how financially worthy schools are with their endowments. You can't just take money out the endowment and think it's cool. There
Mm.
are laws on how you pull money from the endowment and how it has to be paid back. So there is a business that's not like a Fortune 500 business that we need to understand. And I stress this all the time when it comes to the competition people. The competition people will tell you you shouldn't play X, Y, and Z for competition. And I will tell you, you have to balance competition with economics because with revenue generating sports, they have to take care of a lot of scholarships and a lot of travel and a lot of meals. They have a larger responsibility than just my alumni wants me to play North Dakota State in August. It ain't just that simple.
But Troy, to your point, that's even more important for schools that are like in my conference, right? Getting that economic support and understanding the economics, because a lot of our schools are not maxing out on the number of scholarships they can give student athletes because we're not getting the financial support
Mm-hmm.
for our partners, right? So the NAIA, like for men's and women's basketball, you're allowed to give out 8 full scholarships, 8 full rides. Well, if your school, let's say 8 full rides comes to $250,000, but if your entire athletic department budget, or I'm sorry, your program budget, let's say is $250,000, you can't give out 8 full rides. You eating up your entire budget. And so understanding that aspect of things is really important, because when we talk about competition and people are like, this team sucks and I don't know why this and why they keep getting these kinds of players, don't forget, in order to be the best, you got to recruit the best. And these kids deserve scholarships. If you're going out and trying to get the best for your team, money talks. And for our schools where NIL is not really a big deal, like our kids are not coming to our schools in any NAIA schools saying, I'm coming here for NIL money or pay to play money. That doesn't really exist for NAIA schools, but they are coming for scholarships. And if we can't provide them with the scholarships, then we can't recruit the people that fans think we should be getting. But when people don't understand that, it causes like friction. But it, like you said, that's basic economics. I can't give you or spend what I don't have.
I told y'all, I forget where I said it. Maybe it was on Doc Show when I was fresh out of Florida State, going to the alumni events. People felt it was okay to ask if I had donated $70,000, $80,000, $100,000 to the university. And at that time, in my background, I'm South St. Pete. Why are you asking me this? Like, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not necessarily about how much you donate. It's that you donate, because the same people who don't donate are the same ones who complain about what's going on. And so for me, and y'all heard me say very publicly, until somebody make a decision at Florida State to the football program, I will not be donating. But I will be donating specifically to women's sports because I feel like my economic dollars are trusted there. But I also know I can't sit here and keep complaining about what's going on with the football team if I'm not donating with the football team.
Right.
So it is okay to sit there and listen to a fan go, "Oh, the team sucked, the coach sucked. How much did you donate this year?" Buy-in buys you entitlement. And if you ain't buy in,
You ain't entitled to ish.
yeah. So, eh, and we have to. And I know I'm not trying to be the bad guy. Inflation is real. Things cost more. The season tickets that was $250 last year might not be $250 this year. The RV pass for the season that was $1,800 might be $5,000 this year. That's okay. You cannot, for the sake of trying to keep a price point, lose money. The costs are going up, so the price point has to go up. And once we understand these economics, the conversation will change. It'll change. And that goes for everything. That goes from HBCU media rights deals. When we understand that yesterday's prices ain't today's prices. I beat that dead horse for a reason. I actually spent money on HBCU ads for a business, only for the Orange Blossom Classic to tell me, yeah, that ain't the price no more. So my whole thought process changed. If ESPN is charging more for ads, HBCU should be charging more for content. But hey, in economics and HBCUs or HBCU athletics are not a one line item thing. It ain't, we just got to get people to games. It's not. We watch MAC institutions every Tuesday night during the football season have 8 people at the game, but they done made $30,000 from that event.
Guess what? Guess what's gonna happen? That's what's gonna happen this season when Sacramento State got to go play Bowling Green on a Tuesday night in Ohio.
On Wednesday morning, they're gonna cash their check smiling. That's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be 4 people though, but that media rights deal is still in place. It didn't matter how many people showed up to that stadium. I'm sure they want more people to show up, but that 30, I think it comes out to 30,000. It might be a little bit more, but that $30,000 check still cash. Now, notice how I said 30,000. There are HBCU institutions that don't get half of that for event. Yesterday's prices ain't today's price.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's still gonna be continuation. So we still gonna see what other schools gonna make their moves up or down wherever they, see fit. But let's get into this, man. Last on the thing, and the most important reason why we're here, black basketball is heating up on men and just on the men's side. On the women's side, who that lady down there in Huntsville is whooping everybody's ass. That lady and her squad is whooping everybody's ass.
I hope Alabama A&M can hold on to their coach. I'm sorry.
This is
I'm
this
gonna
is
say this. I'm gonna say it differently. I'm gonna be messy. Maybe Alabama A&M can't hold on to their coach. I say it that way because she gonna be a hot commodity. She gonna be a hot commodity.
well, she done won 12 in a row. That woman done that squad has won 12 in a row. Their last loss was in January. Beginning of January to be exact.
So Alabama A&M got new facilities.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hmm.
Oh, do.
See, this is a direct. You can point directly because people told me she didn't win at this stop in X, Y, and Z, yada yada yada. But she's winning at Alabama A&M. What's the difference? It's simple.
She was winning that. She was winning that Pine Bluff.
Oh,
She
I.
was.
But people was telling me she wasn't what she is now. So my only, if all things were equal, what's the difference?
But the thing is, it even when she was the first, even when her first head coaching job in the SWAC was at Prairie View, you still coming up, and you coming up as a, you know what I'm saying. You coming up as a head coach, like you're gonna take your bumps, you're gonna take your lumps. It's always gonna be some bumps in the road, but at the same time, when she got the Pine Bluff, she was trying to win. Like the lady can go out there and recruit her ass off, and when she get the team that she wants around her, that she has around her, she goes out there and she does what she's supposed to do. She can coach. The last loss these girls had was against Mississippi Valley State on New Year's Day.
That's probably why they're on that run. I'm pretty sure she would let them have it after that loss. But again, Mississippi Valley State plays a tough brand of basketball. I seen them ladies play. Them ladies strap it up 4 quarters.
So of course, Alcorn is second place on the women's side with 11-2 record. Um, I don't even think they play Alcorn again. Nope. They only play Alcorn one time. They beat Alcorn. So even if Alcorn wins out and if they just say Alabama A&M take one loss in the conference, Alabama A&M will still win the conference by far.
Yeah.
This team is 16-9 overall, 12-1 in conference play. And they're doing it with all around play.
I would love to say that they're gonna be the runaway favorite, or they would be, runaway in the conference tournament. But it's the SWAC conference tournament.
Now that is her kryptonite. When she gets into the tournament, she has never won the conference tournament. But I see things changing this season. I see it changing this season for her. You look at it also, Jackson State and FAMU are tied at 6 and 7 in conference. They played yesterday, and Jalea Cotton, J5, she went off yesterday. He went off yesterday, had 21 of them things.
Right now, FAMU without Purifoy, it shows. And we talk a lot about, a 5-foot point guard or whatever, but she is the heart of that team. And without her playing right now, FAMU looks like they're missing a punch. So hopefully she gets back soon. Well, let's just hope she gets back in time for the tournament.
I'm about to say the tournament starts in like a couple of weeks. So
I gotta make sure I get the conference email stuff done because I cannot find the link for the basketball tournament credentials. So I gotta send that email out tomorrow.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I think I got it. It's in my email. Let's talk about it because this was yesterday. You had Jackson State defeating FAMU 60-52. This is on the women's side. Alcorn defeating Bethune-Cookman 66-57. Alabama State takes care of Pine Bluff 79-71. Southern takes down Prairie View 60-45. Grambling with a blowout win over Texas Southern 73-50. And of course, Alabama A&M dog walking Mississippi Valley by 40, 95-55. On the men's side, we had look. We're gonna talk about it on the men's side. There was an upset yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
That will be the last one. But again, Jackson State defeats FAMU 80-60. Deshaun Ruffin basically did what he did, 25 points in the game. Had five players that ended up in double figures in this game yesterday. I'll be honest with you, it got so bad, HBCU Go cut the game off and start airing talking about Ricky from Boys in the Hood.
At some point, FAMU men's basketball players got to get tired of being benched. I've seen in the last 3 games 3 different starting lineups, 3 different groups of people got benched, and the result is still the same. At some point, it's got to be about your pride. Because these aren't just losses. These are losses by not shooting the basketball. What you did in the beginning of the season, you're not doing now. Now, some of the mistakes, yes, they are from the beginning of the season, the turnovers, whatever. But if you compound turnovers with not shooting, the results are not going to improve. And I attribute a lot of things to coaching. But when you on the 3-point line and in the beginning of the season, you let that thing go, and now you're holding on to it. Shoot. Shoot.
We shall see what head down the line. Alabama State takes care of Pine Bluff 79-61. Pine Bluff, I think Pine Bluff was second in the SWAC, if I'm not mistaken. Alabama A&M takes care of Mississippi Valley 72-65. That game right there yesterday was closer than what people thought it was. Texas Southern takes care of Grambling 82-79. Southern defeats Prairie View 87-82, and an upset down there in Lorman. Alcorn defeats Bethune-Cookman 57-55. And as we see, let's see from the standings. In the standings, that was Bethune-Cookman's second loss in conference play. They do have a sizable lead with 6 games left in the season. Pine Bluff and Southern sitting at 8-4 in conference play. Alabama, A&M, Jackson State sitting a time for 7-5. Texas Southern, FAMU, and Grambling are all sitting at 6-6. Alcorn and Alabama State sitting at 5-7. Prairie View at 4-8, and of course Mississippi Valley at 0-11. What we gotta say about that?
Them people from Cookman was talking about everything but basketball yesterday, and now I know why. They want to talk about baseball. They want to talk about everything but basketball. And I didn't know why, because I was focused on the fact that Florida State softball ain't where I wanted to be right now, and FAMU baseball. Well, we played somebody tough, so that was understandable. And I was focused on the FAMU softball team, which Bethune-Cookman ain't gonna never talk about softball. But I was concerned why they wasn't talking about basketball. Now I know why.
Yeah,
and I see y'all little Twitter messages. I seen y'all little Twitter messages since the show started. I seen you. Don't worry. When I get off here, I'm gonna respond.
Yeah, they took a big loss down there in Lorman, and of course, they are on the road. They will be in Jackson tomorrow. First and foremost, ESPN Sports Center will be in Jackson tomorrow morning. So everybody, make sure you get down to the Athletic Assembly Center on campus. Be loud and be proud. And then at 6 o'clock, tip off. Tip off is at 6 o'clock. Bethune-Cookman versus Jackson State Part 2 on ESPNU. And we saw what happened last time they played us on ESPNU. We went down to that Sweatbox auditorium and they put belt to ass on us. They put true belt to ass on us. Hopefully things will change. In fact, Dr. Bradley didn't even play in the game yesterday, so I don't know what's going on with him. But Bethune-Cookman has the most. I think Bethune-Cookman has the most complete team in the conference on the men's side.
They do. They 100% do.
Jackson State has the best player in the conference in Deshaun Ruffin. Bethune-Cookman has the most complete team. And if you really think about it, you look at it, Bethune-Cookman is starting to look like Last Chance U.
Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Hyundai 2 in Santa Fe. Hurry in.
So I'm not going to step into that. I will say this. With Dr. Bradley healthy, they put together a formidable tournament team.
Yeah, Last Chance U. They are like Last Chance U because Yeah. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow morning. Sports Center live is gonna be in Jackson. And then tip off from the AAC at 6 o'clock in Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson State versus Bethune-Cookman Part 2. Hope is a better showing this time around. And yesterday's game, Mo Williams didn't even coach in the game yesterday. He got with an illness. So other than that, man, you shall see what happened down the line. We got SWAC back. We got baseball action. Softball is getting underway. Bowling is going into the women's bowling is going into the tournament phase. On the softball side, nationwide, the Nebraska Cornhuskers defeated Texas Tech yesterday in softball.
They beat who?
Texas Tech.
That's not good because Florida State lost to Texas Tech.
Number 1 ranked Texas Tech. Yep. This week is HBCU Legacy Bowl practice, and the game is on Saturday. This week is also Mardi Gras. Fat Tuesday is this Tuesday, and then if you're a Catholic, Ash Wednesday, make sure you purify yourselves in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
They've been partying for 2 months, ain't they?
No, festival season start in January, like the beginning of January. So
Y'all ain't
whenever
got no more
Mardi Gras
PTO,
ends,
man.
they don't need PTO. They shut down everything.
I live in the wrong.
It's literally a holiday. So like everybody is out of school. Schools are closed through Wednesday. They don't go back to school until Thursday. And most schools, they either got out early Thursday and had Friday off, or they got out early on Friday. They don't do nothing but party.
It might well just don't go to school for the whole week.
But they don't. That's what I'm saying. They have like a 4 or 5 day break. Mardi Gras ends on Tuesday. They give everybody Wednesday off because they know ain't nobody coming to work on Wednesday. So I ain't mad at it though. I'm finna get out here and do some more Uber driving. Do Uber and Lyft. Make some money.
They would never do that for Gasparilla. You just gonna have to take your behind to work truck.
Yep. It's crazy. I was out earlier trying to get home because I got a text from my boss. She needed something done. So I had left the house because my power went out. So I was out and about. Get a text from her. I'm on the other side of the river. I try to get home. Why they shut down the whole highway? Just randomly. Shut down the one of the big. This is the highway that crosses over the Mississippi Bridge. Mississippi River Bridge. Shut it down. I'm talking shut down, like barricaded. It was crazy. No accident. but I think it might have been somebody from one of the carnivals trying to get on the highway, and so they shut the highway down. Welcome to New Orleans.
Oh, Daddy, you messing with you talking about that fork is diabolical.
Listen, what fork? Y'all can hear me eating?
The fork you
Huh?
the fork you
Hey man, we gotta eat what we can. We here to bring you the content.
Oh, I thought my camera was off. My bad. I don't
you know,
care.
your camera almost that they can hear we can hear the fork in the background.
Oh, listen, I ain't ate all day. I can exit the show.
Nah, you good. I ain't out there either. Sure, I got Jamaican food.
Who is that? Oh, Ronald. I would definitely be safe. I would definitely be safe. Folks are crazy, for sure. And who? Oh, C. Jones. Yeah, I mean, I'm eating. Sorry, bro.
I got
I can
Jamaican
go
food.
on mute, but a sister gotta eat. I came home, took my little break. I got some work to do. This is my only opportunity to eat before I get back on the road.
Mm-mm-mm. But yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens down the last 2 weeks of the season. And then headed to the tournament.
Okay, so this is really the working wall as far as like the appliances. I chose this beautiful
Everybody needs to have their stamina up because if you in last place talking about you want to make the NCAA tournament, you got to go through a gauntlet.
makes for a very soft, beautiful blend.
Yeah, the conference tournament, I think the conference tournament starts on a Monday and they say it ends on a Saturday.
Bees, honey, the preserves, the garden, it's all of the things kind of.
Anyway, we about to get up out of here, y'all. Any last words?
This room will play
Everybody.
meaningful moments
No.
in our lives, and so it really means so much. It was well worth waiting for.
No, I just want everybody to have a good one. I got a long day tomorrow. I gotta rebuild this site. Yeah, long day tomorrow. Long day tomorrow.
I have tomorrow. Let's see. I have an appointment with my therapist. I have to talk to the people about my schedule for my new job. And my baby girl is going to her birthday is on Tuesday, but we're going to do a birthday celebration party for her tomorrow because they're out of school for President's Day.
Oh, that's what's up.
So this one is turning 11 on Tuesday. And she's upset that she has to get shots on her birthday. And I was like, get them while I'm like, get it done while you can. But again, going on, and then we'll be back on Tuesday with strike season. Other than that, NBA, fix the damn All-Star game. Fix it. Do something to fix it. Shout out to Ant-Man Anthony Edwards getting the All-Star game MVP. And shout out to Chris Paul. After 21 seasons, he says he's gonna go ahead and retire. The last of the true point guards. But will he call himself a point guard?
That motherfucker just irritating, but I'm glad he got his 21 years in.
Go ahead, Danny. I'll holler at you later. All right, Troy. I'll holler at you later.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I am about to head out too. I'm about to eat this good old Jamaican food. This jerk chicken and white rice and some cabbage. And I will see y'all later. Be blessed, be safe, hug your loved ones, and love on your loved ones. Crash out on your kids and beat them out the penitentiary. And as always, I could always say this, man, fuck them kids. That's how I feel. Fuck them kids. But other than that, man, we'll be back on here Tuesday, strike season. Y'all be easy. Peace.